Just hanging out here with my little friend. Mr. Dragonfly. Look, you're famous. I think he might be sick. His wings are wet, but looking at the back of his wings there, probably won't make it till tomorrow. I could be wrong. I'm no expert in dragonflies. See, God's in all things, naturally. And I find that there's a lot of knowledge and information, whatever, in religion and such. It's mainly a distraction. Because, well, oops, there he goes. Because it was created like that to keep everybody busy until I got here. And to make sure that I had somewhere else to go. Something else to do. Oh, cool. I love this new phone. I can see myself even on the other side. Using this screen. Since the image of Christ is the ego looking at itself, is the mind seeing what a mind looks like without a body. Until I got a body. Which more than anything proves that all the nonsense that was created proved something beyond belief. It proved magic's real. And mind. And that stuff is a crutch. Or it's a teaching tool. But it's a very limited one if you can't use everything all the time, anywhere, in any state of mind, and be free. However you choose, however you feel. If spirit guides and leads, then why does everybody got to want to fit in? And system's set up so that people are separated into groups. And those don't fit the mold. They try to keep everything away from you. Because that shit's all created by men. The Bible was created by men, not by God. The only part that had to do with God was they used the ego and all the stories of the world in order to create it using a magical key of masonry before masonry in order to help better, control is a bad word, but to guide humanity. Keep people busy. Make them fit into their groups. Because people need something to hold on to. You know, and some way to bring them together. But then, there's so much limitation in that. And so they have it so that, oh, well, so once you get better, what's better? Once you accept a way that was created by other people, when men created the poisons equally. And it's the poisons that take you down the spiritual path that would be crazy talk. And take you to your ego. so you can go see God. Well, who's God? It's the seed. It's inside everybody. And that book is just keep people running in circles forever and got nowhere. Because how are you gonna get to yourself? And if you ever saw it, well then you're like, yeah, I believe, but I don't know what it is. And so it's so ironic that everyone else in the entire world and all of human existence is Jesus on that cross, inside out, not knowing who they are. And trying to hold it and can't hold it, ain't it, but are it, and separated. And living a kind of a lie. Because it's all a lie. Especially church and religion. I mean, it serves its place. But I'm everyone that's in the entire world that's ever existed the other way out. Because I am that. So much to the point where they had to, that's why walk on water. And that's why I'm allowed to do what I do, and I'm extremely different. And I'm so much more normal and regular than anybody else. At the same time as I'm not afraid to be different, but there's no reason to be different. There's no reason to be the same. And that's also why people react to me, because, well, how can I be on the outside and everyone else is me on the inside but can't get to me, and is somebody else on the outside looking for him and believing that he was back there? Did he ever live? Did he ever die? Did they ever got to him? And that he was anywhere except for the lens, the speck inside everybody's head. And that's why they had to keep splitting it. And so, yeah, I'm all of that. And none of that. More so than less than anyone else that has ever existed. And all of the stuff is turned inside out in order to affect the ego, to affect that seed, and cause people to react a certain way. And that's why people automatically have special reactions toward me, or instantly want to try to possess me, or harm me, or touch me, or whatever, because they can't get to it. Because I'm that. That's who I am. The cross, the T, that means burden. It's carrying a burden. And that book is a burden. But because the way everyone else is, it relieves some kind of burden at the same time as it's a way for everyone to stroke their ego without ever being able to touch it, and it's apart from who and what everyone is. It's an illusion. That's what the delusion is. That's the D. The D is that spot of nothingness where you get to see your only eye. But that's the mind on the pole within. Everything is that. But everything and nothing in nature looks for God, because it's already existing with all the time, no matter what. And it just bleeds code. You look at it, it's got patterns and DNA. How the hell does shit get there? From that seed. Apart from there being a seed. That can only be perceived by people. As hard as that is to understand and to believe. So it matters, but it's fake. It's more important for each person to find their own way and to embrace it, and there's nothing to embrace, and the way changes all the time. You know, all of a sudden, okay, you know, like what people consider comfort, once they fit in, they got their house and you got their spouse and whatever, and then you're just trapped in the control system, and then you do what you're told, and then you walk that straight line. And what's that straight line? That's crooked as fuck. Because, well, it's between here and there. Just like your face and your interface. The interface is Jesus, the ego. But what's an ego? And how could he go if he could never leave? He could never come, and he never existed until I got here. That's me. And so all that shit's apart from anything and the truth and how it is. And what is it? And I can explain exactly, down to every last detail, every letter, every number, every line, and what it all means, and why it's that way, and how when somebody talks or writes, what their spirit's bleeding. Because I am that which is that, apart from, and could look right through everybody and can see the division and the apartness and the wholeness, because everyone is hooked up to me apart from me. But I was always here since the universal, since the beginning of time. I'm immortal, and yet I can die just like everybody else. Well, I'll never be back. I've never been here before, except for through each of everybody who's ever existed, trying to look at me and trying to get to me and apart from me, trying to manifest me and call me and using me without being able to use me. And that's the absolute 100% truth. Who knows how the world could go from here? All I know is I do what I do because there ain't nobody else there out there that does anything for me. In fact, the less I see, everyone's trapped against their own ego and triggered. And so, you know, to have any balls or whatever, then you just walk up like a bunny rabbit, like that dragonfly. Everything that already is part of universal mind. But people once are apart from mind, and apart from nature, and apart from wild, and apart from tame. And snap in a second between different places, but can't ever be there all the time, regardless. Or be free. Even in my, whatever you call them, chains and everything that I do. That's giving all the extra information that nobody ever had. At the same time, it's revealing a lot about what's wrong with everybody else. But it's imperceivable. Imperceivable. Wind just changed. And that's why they had to set things up so that nobody knows. Are they controlling the weather? Is he controlling the weather? Who's doing what? That's a good question, considering, well, everybody already has God in them and Jesus. And if everybody's in church praying together, then why can't they manifest to do anything and make nature change? Why can't they make the town prosper? Why can't they manifest it so that everybody has something to eat? Because they're all working for the devil. The whole fucking thing. For comfort. And fitting in together. And apart from what God is, and trying to hold it together and not being able to hold it. And that's all I am. All. Everywhere. Whether I'm in a body or not. And so, most people embody fear as a way of life. In their anger, in their teaching, in their humbleness, in their gratitude, almost all of it, it's fear. Trying to escape and trying to fit. And then as soon as nobody's looking or whatever, then it's the same thing, but it's upside down and inside out. Because their inner eye turns, and then they're different. Like how somebody will cuss, and then because they're trained, well then, now I'm around a certain place, and naturally, now it turns off. But not naturally. It's trained like a monkey. It being everyone's Jesus. Which is a title. It's never been anybody's name in all of history. It's a spell word. That reveals, in a sense, weakness. And the internal hard ass strength of how hard it is to break a motherfucker. To get anybody to actually be themselves. Unafraid and unabashedly at the same time as, I don't know. So hard to explain it. If everyone's so afraid, but yeah, afraid of what? Everybody's so strong, then why can't anybody come forward? Why does everybody want to come but can't come? And everybody try to run but can't run. Everybody goes to places in order to call upon me and worship me and say they're vested in me, and that's the dick inside that everything's holding on to and won't let go of. And what's to hold on and let go? What's something to, a group or not a group to be in? You on one carnival ride? And then you don't go, oh, that's the only carnival ride I go on. But that's what everybody does. But I'll take all the rides. I'll take all the words. I'll take all the people, all the places. Whenever they're there. And I can't take any of it. Because, well, I'm experiencing life. And acting as without being an actor, as you could say, God made me and chose me to do. Everyone else says they believe in God and this and that, but then, well, then why are they afraid? Why do they try to fit in? And why do you need all that security? If what I do is not secure, or you could say, so extremely insecure, however one wanted to look at it. But it's just free to be as I am, how I choose. What's to choose? It just comes to me. And then I do. Just like an insect. But not all mind, but apart from mind. It's best when I don't think about it. And then naturally think, here's a phrase. If I could type it in, boom. Look, I just did a fucking dial my home address of the address that was put on him inside everybody else, but they can't get there, but I'm already there, and naturally there's this weird thing that happens. And it's so hard to explain, because I'd have to teach you way too much for anyone. And then, well, since everyone is me, not, and is apart from me, but not, is at me, but they ain't at, there's just an empty hole, a donut hole in the center, and I'm automatically the pole at the same time as, see, the sun. See this, the circle with the dot in the middle? There's my physical body. And then I'm already there on that spot. As him. It. Inside and out. All the way through. But technically, there's been billions of people. Technically, everybody else is too, so what the fuck is wrong with everybody else? How could Jesus be one savior? It was not the ego trying to protect itself by hiding and getting into its group so they could fit in and belong and be accepted by the rulers who are men, and then take up their spot and then be used by the users. They have everything and don't care one way or another. So everybody can be lapdogs. And any little bunny groups. And the whole country could be falling apart. And, well, nobody can just, it's not right to go up and just hurt somebody anywhere. At the same time as everybody can't just band together. And be like, well, if we're a hive mind, well, everybody, why go protest? Everybody can just stay the fuck home in the whole country. For 2 weeks, nobody fucking leave their house. What would that do? How's anybody really be mad about what's happening, what's going on, and their finances and stuff? That's the system y'all bought into. And so, of course, that's where you're stuck at. And then they can jerk you around all they want without even doing nothing. And you go pray together, but it don't change nothing. And if Jesus is truly actually the mind of God and in each, then there's no need to pray. And there's no need to speak of it, of what the changes you want, is what they imply. So then here we're back at Masonry. If those that have the power don't say anything, what they want, they get, I guess. And then everybody wants to talk about it and pick sides and this and that. They're all left apart all together as a herd, and they're already corralled. And strength in numbers, yeah, in. So, who knows? Considering, well, I have so much power, and maybe none at all. The most trapped and the most free. Nobody will give to me. But they'll always make sure they have enough for themselves. They have to beg. Or fucking work through all this extra shit, which provides those that are just watching, that are higher up, all this extra information in order to help control everybody else and work it out one way or another, positive, negative, however they choose. And God has to balance on God. But technically there is no such thing as God until I got here. And then it proved, mind. And magic are tied as one. How could everybody, and it take 10,000 years, let's say, and everybody see the same being, but nobody could get him to come, and they had to invent a story and stuff once they realized how things go, or it was an after effect, and they didn't realize what it would cause. And then so they had to create everything so far apart and everyone confused and scramble everything. So we, meaning humankind, after one guy shows up that everybody keeps been calling forever and splitting and using on each other, but everybody had it, but nobody had it, and everybody saw it, but nobody saw it, and everybody is there and been there, but nobody is there, and nobody's ever been there, could come through